Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're going to look at DeepSeek v4 pull requests for vLLM. We're going to be pretty high level today, where we're just going to describe the set of changes that are required for model enablement, and in future videos, we're going to look at particular kernels and layers that are interesting. So what are the set of changes? One set of changes are updating our dependencies on things like DeepGem and FlashMLA. Another set of changes is updating our APIs for things like rotary embeddings to support inverse and rope dim offset that DeepSeek v4 requires. Another set of changes is introducing custom ops. So for example, this top case soft plus square root, we define in this header file, and then we also give a CUDA implementation for this kernel. Another set of changes are things like this, where we modify a layer norm, where because of DeepSeek v4, we're actually able to find out that there's a bug here where we're doing computation at a lower precision than we want. And so we fix the bug to make sure that we're doing the computation in the right precision. There's a variety of changes for like the docs, the dependencies, the tests, etc. We also make sure to add configs. So for example, you can decide whether or not you want to use FP4 for your index or cache. You can configure your hash block size, etc. So we talked about kernels, now we talk about layers. So we need to add support for DeepSeek v4 MLA attention. We need to add support for DeepSeek v4 fused MOE implementations. And then we need to add support for things like the compressor and then the multiple hyperconnection implementation we talked about in past videos. So that's the layers, and then we talk about the model. So what is the model? The model is going to be comprised of a series of layers, and where it's defined is defined in this class, DeepSeek v4 model. And if you look at the actual forward, it looks very similar to what we saw in past videos, where you have your embedding, then you go through many transformer layers, and then you go through your head, and then you do a norm. And then there's more cosmetic things like tokenizer, tool parsers, etc. Then you have a set of changes within this attention backends. And conceptually, the way to think about these changes are it's doing all the metadata calculation for attention. For example, like where in the KV cache you should read and write from. And this is the metadata that's set in the context manager that we discussed in the prior video. And then you have a series of custom ops that's actually used in the forward pass of DeepSeek v4 that's defined here. And then lastly, you have kind of the KV cache changes. So remember that with DeepSeek v4, we have hash-based routing. So we actually need to be able to put in the position information into the KV cache. And then also the KV cache needs to be able to support the KV cache block compression that DeepSeek v4 adds. So hopefully this was interesting. And in future videos, we're going to kind of really dive into some of these kernels and what makes them fast. But this should give a high-level overview of what are the types of changes required to enable a model like DeepSeek v4 in vLLM. And I will see you in the next one.